Welcome to Arise United Devils. In today's news, Jadon Sancho banned from Manchester United first team training. Jadon Sancho will not take part in team training until further notice due to a squad discipline issue, the club said in a statement on Thursday afternoon. Sancho returned to United's Carrington training complex at around 12:30 p.m. on Monday, where he was widely expected to hold talks with Erik Ten Hag over the public disagreement the pair had following the loss to Arsenal prior to the international break. Ten Hag said Sancho was omitted from United's squad for the trip to the Emirates Stadium due to his poor form in training, and Sancho swiftly responded on social media, saying he would not be made a scapegoat. The post remained pinned to the top of Sancho's X profile until earlier this week, when many assumed he had deleted it after resolving the issue with Ten Hag. Football director John Murtough had been drafted in to mediate talks between the pair, but it now remains to be seen if there is any way back for Sancho after he reportedly refused to issue an apology to Ten Hag. However, United have now confirmed he will train individually for an indefinite period of time. United are already without Antony, who is taking time away from the club to address allegations of abuse, which he denies, while another forward in Mason Greenwood left the club on a season-long loan to Getafe on transfer deadline day. United did not rule out the possibility of Sancho, 23, moving to a Saudi Arabia club last week before the Saudi Pro League's transfer window closed on Thursday evening. The Manchester Evening News reported in April that Ten Hag was becoming impatient with Sancho, who has consistently underperformed since he joined United in July 2021. Sancho is contracted to United until 2026 and the club has the option of an additional year. In similar developments, Manchester United sweating on Lisandro Martinez's injury with defender Adout to face Brighton, but Sofiane Amrabat could start. The Red Devils have already lost defenders Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia to long-term injuries, while summer signing Mason Mount has been sidelined in midfield with a thigh issue. Ten Hag is hoping to finally get their campaign up and running when they host high-flying Brighton at Old Trafford on Saturday. Unfortunately for him, it has now emerged that there are thought to be more doubts over Lisandro Martinez's availability to face the Seagulls. The defender came off in the loss at Arsenal due to an issue with his right foot, the same one that he suffered a broken metatarsal in towards the end of last season. The 25-year-old centre-half still travelled for international duty with Argentina and did take part in some training sessions. But he was not included in the squad for their 3-0 World Cup qualifier victory in Bolivia on Tuesday and also missed their previous 1-0 win over Ecuador last week. Now, Ten Hag will be sweating to discover whether Martinez will be fit enough to line up in his already weakened backline. However, Ten Hag does hope to have new signings Sofiane Amrabat available. The deadline day loan signing from Fiorentina pulled out of the Morocco squad due to injury last week. United were aware of a slight problem with the midfielder's back but still allowed him to join up with his national side for the Africa Cup of Nations qualifier against Liberia. But the 27-year-old sat out that fixture in the friendly with Burkina Faso as a precaution and is now back with United's squad at Carrington. And he could now be set to make his debut this weekend. There have been new reports on why Anthony Martial left Manchester United training ground after 5 minutes. Anthony Martial left Manchester United's Carrington training complex as he arrived at the wrong time. Eyewitnesses have told the Manchester Evening News Martial turned up at Carrington at 8:56 a.m. and left at 9 a.m. on Thursday morning after he was informed training was later in the day. United players reported for training on Monday at 12:30 p.m. but were due in on Tuesday at 9 a.m. United players started arriving at 11:30 a.m. and Martial returned at 12:23 p.m. Martial started the last 2 games against Nottingham Forest and Arsenal but failed to score and was substituted in both. The 27-year-old is likely to make way for new £72 million striker Rasmus Højlund, who could make his full United debut against Brighton at Old Trafford on Saturday. Martial has scored 17 goals for United in the last 3 years and has not completed 90 minutes in a Premier League match since the home defeat to Sheffield United in January 2021. United were open to selling Martial in the summer, but he tore his hamstring in the final league match of last season against Fulham and did not play during pre-season. The Frenchman is out of contract next summer, and although United have the option of an additional year, Martial could be released if his stagnation continues. Similarly, Manchester United signed free agent Goalkeeper. Manchester United have signed young goalkeeper Kai Plumlee in their latest overhaul of the position. The 20-year-old joins the club after being released by Oxford United at the end of last season, where he gained plenty of experience through loan spells. Plumlee never made a senior appearance during his time with Oxford, but he was named on the bench 7 times during his spell with the League One club. The boyhood United fan also gained valuable experience during loan spells with lower league clubs, Weston-super-Mare and Beaconsfield. Plumlee is expected to occupy a backup role in United's youth sides over the coming season and has been registered as one of the eligible under-21 players on the club's Premier League squad list. United have 56 youngsters eligible for the list, so the inclusion of Plumlee is by no means an indication of any senior involvement during his time at the club. In non-football news, Erik Ten Hag introduces new rule change at Manchester United. Manchester United players are leaving the club's Carrington training complex later now as they are kept in for lunchtime meals. United are maximizing the recently refurbished canteen and new head chef Omar Meziane as part of manager Erik Ten Hag's nutritional drive. Ten Hag identified nutrition as one of the 3 key areas United were flagging in when he took over in May 2022 and Meziane was hired from the Football Association earlier this year. United players are now leaving Carrington at around 2 p.m. when they were previously free to depart at lunchtime. Many would often dine in restaurants in nearby Hale or Alderley Edge, but restaurateurs in Cheshire's Golden Triangle have complained at the sudden absence of United players in the villages during daytime. None of the United players have grumbled about Ten Hag's tweak to their training schedule. Ed Lang was promoted to the head of physical performance in March after spending nearly 4 years as United's lead sports scientist, and United made modifications to their nutritional analysis at the start of their preseason tour of the United States in July. Players started to wear continuous blood glucose monitors to study their individual nutrition strategy on match day, as well as sweat patches to analyze their hydration levels. United staff have backed Ten Hag unequivocally with a football-first strategy which has involved changing the home dugout at Old Trafford, the restoration of the players' lounge at the stadium, a tiered briefing room at Carrington and additional developments at the training ground. In a new development, Everton ace James Garner explains why he left Manchester United and gives Erik Ten Hag verdict. Former Manchester United midfielder James Garner has admitted that he was left with little choice but to seal a permanent exit from Old Trafford in the summer of 2022. Following a stellar loan spell at Nottingham Forest during the 2021-22 campaign, helping the Midlands outfit clinch promotion from the Championship, several United supporters were determined to see him given an opportunity at Old Trafford. Erik Ten Hag had developed a reputation for overseeing the development of young players at Ajax, and many thought Garner would benefit from that. However, the Birkenhead-born midfielder suffered an injury on his first day of preseason, resulting in him having a spell on the sidelines. It meant Ten Hag did not get the chance to get a close inspection of the 22-year-old. As a result, many presumed that Garner would head out on loan again, offering him the best possible chance to secure regular first-team football. United, however, made the decision to sell him on the final day of the summer transfer window, sanctioning a move to Everton. He joined the Toffees on a 4-year deal, bringing what many thought was a premature ending to his United career. On reflection, it was a decision that Garner was happy to make. "When I came back to United, I felt like I had a good enough season to have a shot," Garner told BBC Sport. "But unfortunately, I got injured on the first day and it set me back 2 or 3 weeks, so the manager did not get to see me in training and in games. It was a decision where, after having 2 seasons in men's football, I wanted to be part of a team and squad, ideally starting 2. I knew I wasn't going to get that at United, so I made the decision to move here. I could have gone on loan again and come back, but I felt I would have been in the exact same position I was then. I didn't want to be stuck in the mud. I needed to make a decision to leave one of the best clubs in the world, which was hard, but it is one I am happy I made." Garner, who has made 22 appearances for Everton since joining them just over a year ago, was signed by Frank Lampard but is now working under Sean Dyche, who is a strict and no-nonsense operator. Ten Hag, in Garner's opinion, is a similar character. He continued, "Ten Hag is a very approachable guy but is very strict. He takes no one bending the rules. He will say it how it is and will punish people if they have done the wrong things. My talk with him was easy. I asked him plain and simple whether I was going to be in the squad or if he saw me playing a part. I felt the conversation did not go as well as I wanted and I made the decision to move." Fans, should Sancho ever play for United again? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Till next time, thank you for watching.